Evening Borough fans, welcome to Borough Fan TV and the third half with me, James Hutchinson. Tonight we are joined by local businessmen Michael Poole and Lee Flanagan. As well as being Borough fans, they are organising a charity football match next month at the Riverside Stadium. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Thanks for coming on tonight. We're also going to have a chat about the forthcoming event that the lads are getting involved with. We're also going to talk about Saturday's magnificent performance against Derby County. And Saturday is promising to be another huge game with Millwall coming to the Riverside. So get in touch with us, get involved. It's your show, remember. Tell us about your favourite matches at the Riverside, because obviously this Saturday is going to be a huge occasion. There might be games in the past over the last 20 odd years that you think, what a game that was. So get in touch with us, let us know about that. How about that for you, lads? What about games at the Riverside that you've been to? What do you think have been good games you've been to?
The first one.
The Chelsea game.
Yeah, Chelsea. When he scored the first goal, didn't
yes,
he? Sliced in the top corner.
Yeah.
That stands out to me, obviously.
Yeah.
That's a standout game for me, being the first game. Yeah.
What about yourself, Michael?
Yeah, same one. Great start. I mean, that was that hopefully was going to set the way forward. But
I know. Yeah, well, it wasn't a bad way at the start. He was beating Chelsea. And,
I was apprehensive, mate, because I loved Erson. Obviously, being a Winnie Manx lad just on the road from Erson Park. Yeah. So I'm a big Erson Park fan, but I was a bit apprehensive, but obviously, you know.
It did help a lot of special memories.
It was,
for people, didn't it, the Riverside Stadium? So like obviously that was really good.
Yeah.
So Michael, I mentioned at the top of the show about the charity football match that's taking place. How have you managed to get yourself involved in all this?
Well, it's one of those things that you don't expect to do anything, but suddenly something hits you in the face and you get on with it. Yeah. And this the Teesside Family Foundation, which I'm involved with, and Lee's heavily involved with now, is a great thing for Teesside and the people on Teesside, and it's working out well to attract Borough fans to be able to get on the pitch and also to raise valuable money that we need. Yeah.
I know Lee, yourself used to play a bit of football, didn't you?
Yeah, not at the Borough, not at highest levels, but
I used to, you've been a bit modest there, Lee, But obviously, it is a big thrill for anybody to play on somewhere like the Riverside, so a great big stadium like that.
Unbelievable.
So, how do you think people are feeling that are getting involved in this game?
It's great. Obviously, it's myself and Michael had the discussion about it.
Yeah.
The banter started flowing, and for all the lads who were getting involved, it's a massive thank you to all them, raising money for a great foundation and charity where the money stays in Teesside, which is very important to us as Borough fans and Borough lads. Yeah. And for people to get a chance for the kids to see him play it. Yeah. The River, I mean, it's just special, isn't it? You know, it's going to be amazing evening for everyone, really, I think.
Because I know you said earlier on, we were talking before we came on there tonight, that obviously there's tickets for this event going on, and do you want to tell us what you've done with some of the tickets?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Well, I had a chat with Michael, so there was no objection to anything, and Michael's the same, being a Stockton lad for the area it's important for him to put back into the area. Yeah. Being a Winnie Manx lad, obviously I spoke to my mate Anthony High, who helps run the Winnie Manx Football Club, and our tickets, apart from the family and friends who'll be getting them, obviously, and the people involved, will just be going to the club, so the kids from the Winnie Manx, who really never get a chance to go to Middlesbrough games, will be able a chance to visit the stadium, you know,
that's what it's all about.
Just be there, it's a special place, isn't it?
And it's because it's like you say, as growing up as kids, we were all like, this is your football club, whether it was at Erson Park or the Riverside. Yeah. It's like a massive focal point for this area, the football club. And really, the strength of the club comes from people in this area getting behind it. And
it does, it does. But the only time we used to, even Erson Park, it was hard for us to go. Because financially, it's difficult to support football. Of course it is, especially nowadays. So even for a game like this to go for free, it's great for the area. And I mean, the only time I went to Erson Park, we used to get a squeeze, me and my cousins, at the half-time, halfway through, squeeze through the all. But great special memories, and that's why we're all Borough fans, I guess.
It's good. So obviously, you two are the managers, or you're involved in the selection of the team, and you're on opposing sides. Been a bit of banter flying already, hasn't there?
Just a bit, home team's going to win, of course.
So you're the home team, are you? Like? So obviously, team selections. Any dispute about signings and that, or acquisitions on any parts?
Yeah, I've got a defector.
Really?
He's gone over the other side. I mean,
big Jamie Thompson.
He'll regret it later on because I realise that he's jumping at the wrong time.
He's on a Bosman money, so
if he's available, you see, you've got to tap him up and get them in.
I saw Lee's team list this morning, and
he's got a mould in the camp. So we did our team this morning. He knows it already. I mean,
we've got a good chance. This guy's had his team out training like every night of the week.
This sounds like a grudge match. This is going to be serious.
It'll be a good crack. It'll be a good crack.
And when's the game taking place?
It's the 18th of May, Friday night.
Friday night, 18th of May.
Great night. Bill will come down.
It's going to be for everybody, those that are watching it, for those that are involved, for the foundation, the money it's going to raise, and the thing we're going to do with it, and the guys that are going to get on the pitch with the Borough shirts on is going to be great.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll have the music and everything.
Yeah, it's going to be a big good
great
night.
Really
well.
Yeah,
a good night for a great cause.
Yeah. I'm just a bit concerned. I did the order the other day for our kits. And I've got a few extra large requests. Might be a couple of goalies.
Yeah, they're all slim fit kids now, aren't they? That's all changed.
Better days are behind us.
Tell me all about it, mate. My shorts are XXL.
But in terms of like the event itself, these things don't just run themselves. You don't just turn up on the night and it's all there.
It's a lot of work, yeah.
I mean, are you amazed by the amount of work that's been involved in?
Yeah, I think I can't say the credit. Michael's been great. He's done a lot of the work on each side, and Michelle on our part has just been amazing. Yeah. As she always is, Michelle Carter. She's arranged everything on my part, and now the banter starts flowing. Now
and it's getting it all put together. It's making sure that the kits are ordered. We're putting a program together again that can raise sponsorship money on that. We've got some great sponsors, local firms, backing that. Yeah. So I mean that's putting us in a really good spot. Just from the foundation's point of view, one of the things that we are going to do on the back of this, if all goes well, we will be able to acquire a caravan, which was something we were planning on doing maybe 12 months down the line, but this event is going to bring it and make it happen now.
So that's serious money. You need
we've got a great local company who's sponsoring this event, who will fund matches and will release all that on the night. But dead chuffed.
Brilliant. That's excellent, because that can make a big difference to people's lives. Can't it?
Tell me about it. I mean, once we get that, we can provide something like 80 holidays a year. For people again on Teesside who wouldn't normally get away, so to me that is, it's not only going to be a fun night, it's going to be an emotional night. If that comes on the back of that is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, of course it is.
And we're going to win. That's a good thing.
I mean, really, yes, we're going to have a great night and it's going to be fun. Yeah. But there's a serious point to all this. I tell you what, to be achieving something like that takes some doing, and it make all that hard work all worthwhile, won't it?
There's one thing about Teesside people that will look after their own, and that is the role of this charity as well.
I think we've seen in the last few weeks, we've had people on from various organisations that are doing a lot of things in this area, and it seems to be becoming more prominent now that people are doing a lot of things, because I think this area has been forgotten about for a long time.
Absolutely,
and the beauty about the foundation is whatever we raise, every penny we raise goes at the other end. So there's no administration costs, there's no salaries, there's nothing coming out of it. So anybody who puts a pound in, that pound will be delivered helping somebody to the other side.
Excellent, brilliant. Well, I can only wish you the best of luck with that, lads. I'm not going to say which team I want to win or anything like that, because I know I'm going to be there on the night.
You've got our shirt on.
Or in the red shirt. I might have to find a neutral colour for that night, but I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you very much.
Urge everybody from Teesside to get yourselves down to the Riverside team. There'll be more publicity coming out nearer to the time, which Friday, May the 18th, is going to be a game at the Riverside Stadium. Make sure you're there. Be a really good night, lots of fun for everybody.
Cheers.
Now, obviously, I understand that you're both big Borough fans. What about talking about some of like your heroes or special memories following the club? Lee, you must have a few.
Bernie's my hero.
Slav,
Absolutely. Again, obviously getting a squeeze into the All Gate was the only time me and my pal Anthony and all my cousins could ever get to Weston Park, because financially it's a bit of a burden being a Borough fan. But Slaven's my hero, always has been.
I mean, again, just an iconic image. He was always up on the fence after he scored a goal.
Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. I think best game at Weston Park was it when we had a winter stay up and that winter goal was beating Newcastle 4-1. And then when Wiltord got 2 goals. Was it Baird got 2 goals? Ian Baird got 2 goals each. That was obviously my favourite memory and game ever as a kid. I went to the programme shop in Pally Road actually to get that programme.
George's,
I got that programme. I bought it from there because that was the game that stood out me as a kid. But Bernie was my hero.
Yeah, it was. I mean, to get him was it £25,000 from Albion Rovers.
Unbelievable.
The amount of goals he scored
Absolutely unbelievable. I signed Sinners later on, obviously, which is a long time ago now. Part of it was because he was there, but I joined and he stopped.
So you didn't get a chance to
I didn't get a chance. I would have loved that. Being my hero. I would have loved it. I absolutely idolised him.
What about yourself, Michael? Special memories following the Borough?
I think probably I probably came on board a little bit late, and really it was when they moved to the Selnet Stadium and took season tickets then and used to take my son there, and really it's probably the old days of even like the likes of Curtis Fleming, who I've got to know over the years and help on house moves and various other things, but again, I just like the guy, and I mean, he's a great guy.
Gentleman, yeah.
He's a great guy.
And he was a good servant to the club again.
He really was.
To the club for buttons, really, when you look at today's transfer.
Exactly.
He'd signed by Lane Lawrence, I think it was £25,000 again.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Put in a lot of good years service to the club.
Very much so, yeah.
Grafted every game.
And
what a great guy.
He was on signed since for a season, and he was just you're thinking like a legend, really. And you're a bit standoffish, but he just become one of the lads with there's a bunch of like just normal amateur lads. And he was an absolute gentleman. And even now you see him, he goes out his way. Couldn't speak highly enough of him. Gentleman. And it's great that he's obviously now involved again. It's
back at the club,
so important. It defines us, doesn't it, as a club?
Yeah, I think you're right there. And if you've got people who know what makes the club tick, and they've been there before and they know what the fans expect, it means a lot, doesn't it?
Just for us, because it's a very unique club and area. You need to know Teesside to be involved, I think.
That's right.
And that's where a few managers, definitely, in my opinion, fell down. You need to know the club and the area and the people.
Very much so.
Yeah. Just going back to that, what you said there, Lee, about when someone like Curtis Fleming comes into your club, when you're playing at, say, local non-league football, do you sort of like think, what's it going to be like? Are you, like you said, in awe, or do you think, can I learn stuff from what, like in terms of their attitude? What are they like? Have you seen different types, or without naming names? Have you seen people?
To be honest, the lads, you probably have lads who I played with. Who obviously they come who did really well in the career, like Curtis, like Higgy, Maddo. Just quality lads, great lads, top lads, and they were just superb and. Just a pleasure to play with lads who played for Borough, mate. To dream in it. Absolute dream. They were great lads.
And I bet you can still even learn stuff off them then, even though they're not playing pro anymore. You can learn stuff off them for your own game.
I remember Curtis's his debut with Jarrow. He had a holocaust in the first half. Absolute holocaust. We were on typical Curtis, but after that, he was just head and shoulders above everyone else. He adapted, and he could see why he was a Premiership footballer. He was head and shoulders above, but he was a Premiership fella as well. He was just a sorry, going about just a gentleman.
It
really does, because that, I mean, I'm sure they know how strong and influential these guys can be, but I mean, they've got a lot of pull, especially young kids. And and I said that early on. If we get it right with the kids and people that can really make a big impression, it puts them in the right direction.
It says a lot about the quality of the man.
It does. We had another one like John Pick, who used to come. So John Pick, God bless his soul. He used to come down and train at Sinners, which was in his spare time. Can you believe that? Everything he achieved, and he used to come down and he was a full-time coach at Borough at the time. Come down on Thursday nights and train at Sinners, and just a
great stuff.
Again, just a legend, obviously, and just a lovely man as well.
Oh, fantastic stuff, great. Well, obviously, last week's show we started posing the question about could the Borough produce a big performance on the road against one of their rivals. Saturday came out, yes, Rob there, thumbs up behind the screen there. Rob did predict it, I wasn't so sure. Went to Derby, and apparently performance of the season, come away with the 3 points. What do you put that down to, Lee? Were you expecting to get a win there Saturday?
I think it's a great win. I actually did. I just think, nothing against the old management team, I just think pure, if you look at Allardyce, what he's doing, similar types of managers, old school, which I like. I think it takes a while to bed in. And now we've seen that, and I think we're just going to go on a massive run out in the season. I genuinely feel we'll go up to the playoffs.
We just maybe timed it at the right time.
I just think we've got the right man. I think he's a brilliant manager, decent old school man. And from friends who work at the club, it's paying dividends now. I think we can see that in results and performance.
Definitely. I mean, I think the last couple of weeks, there has been a change in momentum in how things are going. And I think you can sense now, even amongst the fans, there's like a genuine belief that they can do something this year. There is, that's the word there. There's a buzz there. And whereas I think we just sort of ambled through the season, now people think we might do it.
And the thing is, last time with the playoffs, we were up there and then dropped off. You'd rather be picking up momentum now, like last time. But Norwich beat us. They were the one who picked up momentum and all the way through. I think that'd be good. It's always the team will just, pick up a bit of form now. They're always the ones who go through the playoffs, and hopefully, touch wood, that'll be us.
Now, I mean, Derby, they've been the exact opposite of us in terms of we're picking up momentum. They seem to have absolutely crashed and burned. I mean, 2 months ago they were in second place. I mean, still though, we had to go there, get the win. And it's an important statement to go and beat one of your big rivals away from home, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a massive statement. Going away from home, getting a point, you'd be over them, wouldn't you? But go and win and comfortably win as well.
And at the right time.
Good time, and results were good for us as well. So it makes it a better weekend.
It's like a double bonus, isn't it?
Makes it a better weekend.
So obviously, Saturday, huge game coming up. I think it was encouraging though from last Saturday, and hopefully they can put it into this weekend's games. They stood up to the challenge. I think Derby apparently came out absolutely flying at those first 20 minutes or so. You're going to get the same with Millwall this weekend, aren't you?
You're all through Millwall.
but we've got threats of our own that we can offer. So
we absolutely do,
yeah. So like I say, we've got the win at Derby. We need to carry that momentum into Saturday.
Yeah, we do, definitely do, I think it'll be another good. I think we'll win Saturday. I think again, sort of keep praising the manager and the management team he's got, bringing Woody on board, etc. Bringing Stewie back into the fold and really using him properly. You're getting proper Borough people and proper football people like Pule's involved now, and we'll stand up physicality. That's I think so. There
was a few people that were critical, weren't there, Michael, when Pule's got the job, and there was a few people having a grumble, saying about his style of football and what they'll be able to, what will we see, what can we expect. But to be honest, he's transformed our season.
And he's proven in a short period of time now, isn't he? He's going to come in straight away, and he's not going to turn it around immediately. But you can now start to see it developing.
The same people probably, West Brom fans were complaining about his football. Look at them now.
Yeah.
Do you know? And that's just that's just how good he is. Quality manager.
And without bringing in many players, as well, he's still working with the players that were there with Gary Moore.
He's a superb manager. Ask the backroom staff, as you probably do work there. One of my friends currently works there. There's not a bad word to be said about him. He's as straight as a die. I don't think in business and life, I tell you everyone, and that's why he probably fits in with Teesside. We're straight shooters, aren't we?
No, point. Phil Conway's got in touch. Thanks for getting in touch, Phil. He's still absolutely buzzing over the result and the atmosphere from Saturday, and every single player should be pleased about that performance. Which, when I think it comes together, you'll know when you've played yourself. When you're part of a team and you come in after the match, and you know that everybody's done the job, there can't be a better feeling.
No, definitely not. No, definitely not. Again, you're absolutely right. Just going to ride the momentum now.
You might get that feeling on May the 18th.
Well, I was going to say, that'll be the whole team feeling on the...
You'll be feeling like that.
We'll do it. This year, we're going to be an annual thing. So next year, we'll have just to make that clear, we'll do it.
Good stuff. Talking about the performance from Saturday, I think one of the standouts, if you can say there was a standout, was Mo Besic. I don't think you've seen much of him.
I haven't, no, unfortunately. I work at this now, my life's changed somewhat, but I don't get said to me. But I know he's a very simple footballer. He's made a massive difference to the team, hasn't he?
He's got a bit of go in the midfield, which is sometimes something that's been criticised, Bob, but not maybe having someone who can get us on the front foot in that midfield.
Yeah, very similar players before, didn't we?
Like we said, complete team performance to get that win, and we haven't seen that too many times this season, have we?
Not at all, no. So it's good to get the result, and they will push on now. Ben played well Saturday.
I think
Ben's a quality player. It's important now you've got Borough lads in the team.
He's had a difficult season though, hasn't he, this year? Because I think he played so well last season. Now, whether you put that down to other players that were there with him last year, like Callum Chambers, and obviously there was a transfer speculation. You think?
Far better than Callum Chambers. I like Ben. He's a friend of a friend. He's a gentleman.
He's not on your team, is he?
Better. If
this was a negotiation, we should try and get him in on the night.
I think he's better than Callum Chambers. I think he's far better than him. He was superb last year. And when you drop down a level, he's a Premiership footballer. It's hard to adapt.
And maybe like the speculation about, because there was speculation that he was going to go in the summer, and that can play with your mind, can't it? Because you think, but hopefully, like you say now, if it's all coming together at this time of the season, he'll be back playing in the Premier League with the Borough next season. Fingers crossed.
It's just the Borough lad is a great lad. As are the other two, the other Borough lads involved. They're all quality lads.
And obviously, alongside Ben Gibbs, you've got Danny Ayala, who's just seemed to be transformed again. 7 goals he's got this season. I was disappointed he didn't score on Saturday, but still, he had a great game at the back, blocks, headers, he was winning everything. Again, do you think it's because he fits in with Tony Pulis's sort of idea of what he wants a central defender to do?
I think so, Again, the partnership with Ben's great, isn't it? It wasn't great the year before, so when you get used to someone used to playing, aren't you? But I think, again, he's Pulis's type of player, isn't it?
And that's the difference with the manager, isn't it? Look at some of those players who you were writing off a few months ago, weren't you? Completely. Thinking these guys just don't fit in, they're not doing it. And he's just turned them around.
Well, there's so many of them that were out in the cold, and now they're playing a major part in this team, aren't they?
Absolutely,
They've obviously got Traore.
On fire.
Unbelievable.
Unplayable.
Unplayable.
How fast is he?
I mean, I don't know if there'll be anyone with that sort of speed playing on May the 18th.
Richard Killian, maybe. My cousin Richard. He's a similar sort. To be honest with you, Traore might beat him in the race, but we might have a surprise.
Right. Here first.
I've tried my uncle Kevin to get Richard.
And obviously, Britta Sombalonga came in on Saturday and he scored a goal. Now, a lot's been expected of him because the club spent a lot of money on him. But he got a goal, an important goal. But do you think Tony Pulis will go back to Patrick Bamford if he's fit on Saturday, or do you think he will?
I think he deserves to come back as well. I know he's come and scored, but Bamford's been on fire, hasn't he? You know, it'd be madness not to put him back in.
Again, I think a lot of the improvement in our season came when he got reintroduced into the team, didn't it?
Yeah, but simplicity again, perfect in the position. You know, it's just simple. As fans, we say the same thing, whether it's Borough or England the worst. Play people in their own positions. Play it simple.
It does sound obvious, doesn't it, sometimes? And you think, well, am I getting this wrong? Or, you chat about with your mates at the game, you think, well, it surely makes more sense to put somebody there in that position who's played in there.
Makes total sense. Makes total sense. Who's that the Spanish kid who gone play in Spain? He's on fire, scoring loads of goals. We used to play him on the right.
Stuani.
On fire.
He looked a great finisher when he was here. He never played up front, did he?
Played people in the position, and he's on fire this year. Good for him.
Well, we'll talk about the Millwall game in a moment, but obviously other big news at the weekend. Our friends up the road, Sunderland. Now, what's your take on what's happened there at that club?
Bad owner, innit? I think they had a big, massive dip, obviously, when Kane left the club, and they never really recovered from that. Then Allardyce did a great job. Come in, again, old school manager, which I really like, and I think you run your business like that. I like old school tradition, mate, just how I am. And when he's left, they've just never recovered from Allardyce leaving at all. They've made wrong appointments, made bad signings. And it's cancerous in that club. And you can't see a turnaround at the minute.
And that's it. At the end of the day, we have a rivalry. I wouldn't say it myself, I'm not a big Sunderland fan or anything like that. But you just look at it and you think, what's gone wrong there for a club of that size to absolutely plummet like they have? And like you say, you don't even think it's bottomed out yet. It could go even further.
That is serious, unless there's something major done. Which is strange, because the youth system's quality as well. They've got really good youth teams. Maybe it's time to just put the kids in there.
Because I know they have brought 1 or 2 in, but it's hard when you're in a relegation battle like that to put young kids in.
That's only from previous managers who have done that,
but the structure's all wrong, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And it's not just on the pitch. It's
it's much deeper than that, isn't
very
it?
Much, because it's not really bad. I mean, how are you going to get back out of that now?
They don't look like a team who's going to go down and win that league next year.
No, that's right.
Really don't. They don't look like a team who know how to win.
It looks rotten, doesn't it? Really,
it looks
to
the core. It really does. And I think it's a worrying time for them, really. Because you see other clubs who just tumble down, and it's hard to rebuild and come back up. So it's a massive job. But I like Coleman. I think he's a good manager. And I know they're up the road. I don't like Sunderland or Newcastle, but it's good rivalry.
It is.
It's good for the area.
It's good. I mean, it was good to get games with each other, but
and you want to play them, don't you? Especially if you want to beat them. You want them games, don't you?
It'd be 6 points, wouldn't it?
So anyway, bringing it back to the Borough, and obviously Saturday it's the final home league game of the season against Millwall. 5:30 kick-off. Funnily enough, if there's a combination of certain results, we could already be in the playoffs before that game kicks off, which would be great. But I think the game itself needs something to be riding on it. I think that will make it even more special. Big crowd in there, high stakes. How do you think the players will be feeling before that game, Lee?
I don't think Pulis again. I've sort of forgotten about him and the team, especially having Woody involved and Curtis. They won't let that drop now, especially with people like Ben in the team who know what it's Stu, who knows know how important it is for the area. They won't let it drop now. Borough, the form team, we've got the momentum, and we'll just push on all the way through the season. Now, imagine not performing and dropping your standards with Pulis.
You'd be frightened to go back in that change.
And that wasn't the case with Muncott. And we won't drop it. And if I was another team in the playoffs, I would not want Borough.
The only fearing is now that we've just got on a little bit of form, got on a run, and they'll be thinking, they're the team we want to avoid, won't they?
Well, in Riverside, when you've got big games on, playoff semi-finals and stuff, imagine what it'd be like in there. It'd be bouncing. Right. And the area would be bouncing as well.
Because everyone's
great.
It is. It's fantastic. Andrew Will's got in touch there. One of the players that hardly featured since he's come in, which Tony Pulis has brought in on loan, Jack Harrison. Do you think Tony will look at maybe bringing him in again for next season, having another look at him, or?
I think you need to be able to appeal to a player, don't you? You need to fit a certain mould, and that's with all due respect to man's quality. But if you don't fit his mould of player, you're not going to play. I don't think so.
Fair point. Now Millwall, like we said earlier, you know what you're going to get from them. They're going to be physical. They're going to be in your face.
The fans are.
Well, well, I have heard this year Millwall fans are coming on 2 skateboards instead of 1. So well done, Millwall fans. That's a good turnout. Well done.
That's West Park actually. Millwall and Chelsea fans. All the horror stories in there.
But it is. They're going to be well up for it. They are. At the end of the day, they serve their local community as well. They're very proud of where they're from. They support their team. And it will be a cracking match on Saturday. But we've got to match what they come up with physically.
And we're going on the back of confidence and pressure as well. And it's got to be, it's got to got everybody buzzing on it. The adrenaline's got to be there, and we've got to do it.
And it's great because I think maybe a month ago we were thinking, the season might just sort of meander to an end. There might not be much riding on it yet. Now, like you say, everybody's talking about the Borough again. They're looking forward to these matches.
That's right. In the early days of us planning the charity game, it was a question of, are we going to be hitting or clashing with the playoffs and things like that? And then we're thinking, well, no, they're probably not going to make it this season. But that's just changed around again.
I think that'd be good for a charity game.
You're totally right.
It'd be a Friday night, Sunday out. And again, we look after our own zone, which is perfect opportunity.
Oh, it would be brilliant. So, I know you mentioned possibly about bringing Bamford in for a Sombalong. Would be any changes you'd make to the team on Saturday?
Again, they're very old-fashioned, mate. Even when I was playing, I used to think you just don't change your winning formula. And I know football's changed so much now when they're in and out and you chop and change, but with Poole, he does stick to winning formula. And if you're doing well and you're in form, he keeps people in. I just don't know why people don't use old-fashioned value when they work well. Like Allardyce does, it just works. So
stick with what's working well for you, because
it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, as a player, you would think, well, hang on a minute, I'm performing, I'm doing well, and I'm getting dropped. I'm rested.
Resting nonsense. It's nonsense, isn't it? Rested, I just don't.
What have you trained all week for if you're not going to play on Saturday?
But again, as fans, we think, what do you mean? You want to get rested?
You do.
At the end of the season, it's a big game.
Exactly.
Players do not want to be rested.
No. Jason Holliday's been in touch as well about more Magic signing and all that, and hopefully a permanent one. Besic, I think he'd be a good addition to the squad. I think they're looking at anything between 4.5 and 6.5 being quoted. But
it's pennies for a quality player, for someone that we actually need.
I mean, he's got the World Cup with Serbia, so he's obviously a player of good quality.
They're a good team as well. So.
Just bringing back to Millwall, obviously they've had a really good season. Neil Harris, the manager there again. Going back to what you've said there about people that know the club, know the area, he's a legend there at Millwall.
Absolutely,
Have they surprised you this season, like?
I mean, like Millwall, I know that obviously we're big rivals back at Ayrton Park. Them and Chelsea were always notorious teams to come up, mainly because of the fans and how they went on. But was it Terry Airlock that we preferred?
Terry Airlock, absolutely.
He sort of epitomised them as a club, doesn't he? No, but I think Harris has done a good job, to be fair. When he knows the club, he seems like a very good, level-headed manager. Even when they've had times of crisis with the fans, he seems to be the voice of reason. So, I think fair play to him for doing a good job.
Good stuff. Right, and on the chopping block, predictions for Saturday. Go on, Michael, you can go first.
I reckon if we 1-0 to us, it'll just be all right.
That'd be fantastic.
I'd be more than happy with that.
Yeah, and we'll get a clean sheet again. We've got the best defender in the league, and Ben, I think, and I'll go 2-0 again.
2-0.
Yeah,
2-0. Fantastic.
That's our score.
Do you think there'll be plenty of goals in your game on the 18th, do you think?
Not the size of the goalkeepers I've got.
Fantastic. And then obviously, if we get a result there on Saturday, positive result, it's the playoffs. Are you hopeful about the playoffs? How we'll do in that?
Yeah, I'd like the playoffs though. Like, if we can, obviously we've got the momentum in the form, and Pulis will not let us drop. He'll build it up. So we're just like a juggernaut going through. Hopefully, touch wood, and we'll just, with nobody will want us. But if you do get in the playoffs early, and maybe give them a chance to put a few of the young kids in. A few kids like Steve Walker off the West Lane, class young player.
So you would maybe change it for that Ipswich game if we do make it, that last game.
If we do make it, would be a good chance to put some kids in that. I mean, I'm not a manager obviously, but we love seeing our own kids in the team. Would be a good chance to see him in. But he might use his momentum just to keep winning and keep going. And we never know. But if you get a chance to rest a couple in that game, put a few of the kids in, especially the local, that's be great.
Well, that's it. I mean, people are still going about that now. That game at Fulham, just before Eindhoven, where it was nearly a full team, it was only Malcolm Christie. Everybody else was born on Teesside or within 20 miles of the
Amazing.
That is something to be proud of, that, isn't it?
Very much.
It is, It's a shame that the now England manager sold nearly half of them. Him who believes in youth. But that's another,
well, I'm sure we're doing it short now. Oh, God, fair point. Well, lads, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show tonight, and I'm sure May the 18th, the charity game at the Riverside Stadium will be a great success.
And a great result.
Well, hopefully it's a draw. I think it's going to be a draw.
I think
it's going to be stuff like this flying about for about the next month, isn't it?
Between you two. On text message on WhatsApp, it's constant. But it's, you know what's good crack though? It's our dream up at the Riverside.
This is something that's come up that is just like, it's great. It's great for everybody, the participants, the foundation, and the town. We're going to, in terms of our two businesses, we're going to milk this.
Be a good way to spend your Friday night for all the family, have a bit of a laugh, a giggle. But you're also doing it for a good cause as well. So please, everybody, get yourself down there. It'll be a great night.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again, Borough fans, not only for watching tonight, but also for all your subscriptions to the YouTube channel. I think we've got over 5,000 now. Well done, everybody. Thank you very much. Make sure you join this growing band of the army that have come into all these subscriptions. and making sure you've got a chance of winning 2 season tickets for next season. We've also got AJT, who's trying to get this hashtag Believe up and running off the ground. Get yourselves in red on Saturday for the Borough, back in the team. Make sure there's like a wall of noise, sea of red. Get behind the lads as we go for another 3 points and get ourselves to the playoffs. Until next week, from myself, Michael and Lee, Red and White, you and me, Monday at 6, Borough Fan TV.